こんにちは。この動画は2022年5月5日発売シチズンスリーパーの実況プレイ動画パート2になります。前回プロローグから導入までを日本語字幕付きで作ったんですけれども、今回は引き続き前回の続きから実況をプレイしていきたいと思います。パート1がまだの方はぜひそちらからご覧ください。では行ってみましょう。
Dragos comes into focus, shrouded in makeshift tech, his headset with its glinting eyes, the mark of a drone operator. On his shoulder, one of his symbiotically linked drones perches, its irising eye locking you with an unflinching stare. Last living sleeper that came through this yard was a while ago. They didn't last long. You struggle to read his expression beneath the tech, but he seems lost in a memory for a moment. Or perhaps he's just figuring out what to do with you. He ignores your question. I won't ask what led you to do it, to sell yourself to a corporation. And I suppose you know you can't go back. Your old body, that's theirs now. And you're just software. A rogue emulation illegally possessing corporate property. You nod along. You remember biometrically signing the forms, the cold floor on your feet as you padded to the sleeper cells. The promise of a life off-world. But as you do, you get the now familiar sensation that these aren't your memories. These are things you know, but not things you feel. You are no longer that person. You are an offshoot, a copy. What you won't know is what's ahead. At least the last one didn't. There's no easy way to put it. That body of yours is falling apart. It's the same for any sleeper who makes it out. SNRP wants to protect their property, but if they can't keep hold of you, well then no one can. You remember that too, or at least rumors of it from all the other sleepers. Planned obsolescence, a built-in dependence on the regularly administered supplements that were part of your routine. Stop taking them, and your body begins to shut down, separate from your emulated mind. How long has it been? How long do you have? But for now, sleeper, you are one of the lucky ones. Dragos glances up and away towards the glassy dome of the yard. The eye is the best place you could be right now. The station. You'll see soon enough. Dragos impatiently shifts his weight. Look, I got things to be getting on with. He trails off. There's an old freight container I've been using as storage out in the stacks. We haven't been pulling in much valuable scrap these days, so you are welcome to it. Something wells up inside of you. Emotion, fatigue. You shakily get to your feet. Alright, you head up on there. You look like you need some rest. And with that, Dragos stalks back into the wrecks, his drones already converging on a rusting hulk, plasma flashes silhouetting his spindly figure as he returns to work. はい。という感じで、がっつり英語で、しかもですね、結構小説っぽい英語っていうんですかね、普通のビジネス英語とかと全然違って、結構意味がわかんない単語とかですね、慣れない言い回しみたいなのがあるんですけど、全部訳してこうテロップで入れておくので、皆さんこれ追いながらですね、ストーリーも一緒に追っていっていただけたらなと思います。 で、ここからはですね、チュートリアルということで、ゲームプレイのチュートリアルに少しずつ入っていきます。チュートリアルイントロダクション。Welcome to Erlin's Eye. Life on the Eye runs in cycles, during which you can talk to characters, explore areas of station, and perform actions. At the end of each cycle, you need to head to your current home to rest. Resting will move time forward on the station. Head to the empty container location to rest and end the cycle now. 下の方が Select locations by clicking on their icon ということで、アイコンをクリックしてロケーションを選択してくださいということですね。コンティニューしていきます。はい。というわけで、エンプティコンテナにまずは向かって一日を終えるということですね。End cycle. All cycles need to end. Rest and prepare for the next one. はい。というわけで、エンドサイクルを押していきます。はい。というわけで、エンドサイクルをして次の日が来たのかな。またテキストを読んでいきます。You wake curled up in the corner of the container and begin slowly assembling the world around you. After all this time, you still find this body, the one you awaken now, strange and disjointed. Its message is readable but somehow wrong. You sit up, pulling the Milia blanket close against the cold. Here you are, on this ruined station, millions of miles from anyone you know. Are you still in the system? Did any of the others make it out? It's impossible to know. After all this, what matters? It all matters. The past is impossible to escape if it remains a blur. What SNR did to you cannot be forgotten. You need a way of understanding all this before you can move on. Where are you? What is this place? What happened to the others? The questions outnumber the answers. You want to change that, but you'll have to learn to survive first. Dragos has left a few comforts in the container. The Miller blanket, the bedroll you slept on, a canister of water, a makeshift electric stove, and some faded sachets of some desiccated powder. You thumb the powder stud onto the stove and begin to boil the water. The contents of the sachets smell like damp wood, and you sprinkle them into the liquid. As the pungent smell washes over you, images of your restless sleep come back to you. A ring, like the station, but skeletal and ghostly. A web of threads pulling at your skin. A constellation of bright polygonal shapes. A constellation of bright polygonal shapes, like angular suns, burning into your mind. There's something unpleasantly visceral about these images, and it is long after you finish drinking that they begin to fade. You tidy away the stove as best as you can, and try to gather enough energy to greet the day. はい。というわけで、さらにチュートリアルですね。チュートリアル、コンディション、アクションダイス&エナジー。 ちょっと左から読んでいきます。